Is.
Indeed. Hello, everybody. We are back after a hiatus, and we are back with a new corporation campaign run by me, which means it's going to probably be automatically less ridiculous, but I'm still trying to make it quite ridiculous because seriously, these three just yeah.
It should be pointed out the last campaign isn't over. We're just going to come back to a second act of that.
That's true. There is going to be a sequel to that hilarious ending it went through. But in the meantime, it is my turn to run some role playing, and I thought, yeah, I'm happy to do some more corporation because seriously, it's a fantastic system. So I was saying to the others before Phil came off his addiction and method acting stuff. That I've got some fragments of ideas for this campaign. Essentially, I want it to be quite sort of heavily like technological, lots of neon lights, lots of pew pewing, lots of potential like cybernetic stuff. So emphasis on the cyberpunk. I mean, it is obviously cyberpunk, but in yours, maybe there was less of that. I don't know, slightly different tone. So I was thinking potentially if we want to be one corporation, I'm happy with that, but also mixed is also fine. Probably some are going to be better than others. So someone mentioned Comoros earlier, but I honestly don't think that's going to work given the ideas. But then again, thinking about it, we could try and make it work.
Well, I only mentioned them because we were talking about role play versus over the top ludicrousness, and like if you're going to do corporation over the top, you play EI. What I was saying was, if you want role playing, you kind of go Comoros because they're the more serious and grave corporation. But in many ways, they're kind of my least favorite corporation.
Mm. Yeah, I think they can work in like cross corporation stuff, but yeah, for me, they tend to be the ones that are all just saying about the environment and they're a bit one dimensional. And
If you're doing like a freedom fighter type scenario and you want to strand people without all their high tech resources and stuff, they're the ones to use.
yeah, this is probably the opposite of that.
So, Shiu, Kira, maybe.
Absolutely, Shiokira could totally work. In fact, to start with, I was thinking of the three of you being in some sort of, I don't know, like a training mission or something like that. So you're all on the same team anyway. So it would make sense if you were training as Shiokiro agents.
So we'll be junior agents again, not like actual agents, like I did
Yes,
to you
or
guys.
another option could be you are training to become special ops type characters. So
Yeah, well,
you've done your
I don't.
regular training, now you're going to special stuff.
I know you haven't read the Shiukiro book, but there are a load of sects for all of the corporations. All have their
Ah,
own sort of inner sects and stuff, and Shiukiro does have some. So they're like for the
okay.
agents plus a bit.
Well, I am not steeped in corporations lore and history anywhere like you two, so I'm quite happily, whatever corporation you decide to set it in, I'll go with it.
Yeah, you got to set your campaign. You got to suit your campaign. I mean, sorry, but yeah, I like Ronnie. I don't know the ins and outs of each corporation, so
No.
whatever
I
you
think
suggest.
I think out of the main five corporations, the closest are either going to be, as in the ones that work best, are the Shiukiro because of the whole kind of training aspect and getting stronger together and all that. Or Western Fed potentially could work as well.
Well, I have to say, right, Shiukiro has the best source book, I believe, of corporation. Western Fed does not yet have a source book. Now
That's
that
true. Yeah.
might be an advantage because I've read The Sword Reforged. Nobody else has. Whereas the Western Fed one, it doesn't exist. And of course, you can do all the whole cliche over the top guns thing. The thing about the theme for those who aren't as steep on corporation law is the Western Federation are zealots. So like secret police type zealots. But they make superb guns because America. Sorry, America.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So anything
all
like
of
that can
their-
also work.
They get a extra critical level. So whereas you're normally critical on a double 1 with Western Fed, it's like double 1, double 2, and your Black Cougar is double 1, double 2, or double 3.
So you'll
I'm-
essentially be the opposite of what we were last time.
Mm.
More souped up.
Yeah, but that just means we find comedy in other ways.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
and trust me when I tell you, we will find the comedy.
And we did enough damage before we were souped up, right?
Yeah.
In some instances, yeah, that's very true, actually.
You know?
Poor coffee shop customer.
I'm right. I'm in therapy at the moment. That's going to come up at some point.
Well, I'm happy like we did last time to kind of have a bit of a role thing. So one person being leader, one person, focus on other thing. Or if you'd rather do it more like I don't know, less hierarchical or whatever, I'm also happy with that.
Well, this is where I'm going to look for a lot of guidance from the GM on this one, Jason. What sort of roles are you thinking would suit your sort of idea? Rather than us sort of picking roles and then you having desperately trying to warp your idea round and somehow try and get us all involved.
I only have fragments of ideas, so I could probably work around anything that you give me. But the things that come to mind, either you're kind of a slightly sort of special off-piece team that goes and does sort of more special elite type missions. So you might have more defined roles, or you might be a small police team. So therefore you'd switch around a bit more.
Do you mean secret police like thought police, or do you mean like special ops as in SAS type stuff, or whatever?
Well, I was thinking more special ops, but if you
Delta
want thought
Force,
police,
isn't it,
we
really?
can go down that way.
Because that's very Western Fed, making sure people have the Western Federation belief system.
That is
We could
very
all be
true.
informing on each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do not believe your eyes and ears that was their last and most
Or
terrible
we
command.
we could go down the route, like sort of traffic cops. Those stupid TV shows where it's all a bit kind of over dramatized, but
Chips.
they're
Chips,
warning
yeah.
somebody. Yeah, because they have a bit of weed, doesn't it?
Chips with a little bit of with a little bit of nuclear impact. Yes, it's fission chips.
Greed leads to terrorism. One day they're buying from noodles from what's the noodle franchise called? That's
Oh
everywhere.
damn!
Oh god,
I
damn
should
it,
know
yeah.
this. This is the thing, guys. I've not actually run corporation for like at least a year and a half.
There's something Noodle House or something.
Shanghai Noodle House.
It
Every type
starts
of
with a
noodle for every type of customer.
It starts with the purchase of Shanghai noodles and ends in a weed-fueled terrorist blast.
To be fair, the noodle
against
houses
your safety.
are pretty rife with cocaine and stuff like that. So,
Are they?
Okay, so
yeah.
so
oh yeah,
Right.
they're front.
so Becky said Becky's sort of setup. It starts at the Shanghai noodle and ends in a weed fueled terrorist bloodbath. So that's session 1 sorted.
So do we want to go down then the more kind of over the top petty crime type thing?
I kind of I mean, of all the sort of cyberpunk stuff that I've seen, Blade Runner is still the daddy for me in terms of just the visuals of nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And for all its technology and everything that it talks about, that's very street level. It's very sort of dank and dirty and street level. And I will be going on to Netflix the next couple of days so I can catch season 2 of Altered Carbon. Speaking of good cyberpunk, because I thoroughly enjoyed season 1.
We watched a couple of episodes. And
No,
didn't
we
really
got
get
halfway
into it.
through the first episode
Was
and
it
weren't in the mood for it.
No,
It's-
maybe
we
maybe
didn't
we'll
watch
take
it.
it.
It's worth persevering in. There's a lot of good stuff in it. It's a nice complex structure.
That's probably why I wasn't in the mood for it then. Sometimes I love like really complicated TV series with lots of different story arcs, and other times I'm just like, nah.
And
Yeah,
I
sometimes
love,
you just want to switch off sometimes, don't you? And just
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
something.
yeah. No, Altered Carbon you can't switch off. It's densely packed, and I love the fact that they've got the same character played by an entirely different actor, and it makes absolute sense in the world of Altered Carbon.
All right.
Because the whole thing is that you can download your memory and then upload it into somebody else's consciousness. So you can have a different actor play the main part every season if you wanted to.
Yeah, that though, obviously with Altered Carbon and Blade Runner, it is more kind of on the serious sort of tone.
Yeah, I was thinking more that they're both examples of, like, you know, because when you get away from all the technology and all the sort of philosophical discussions on both of them, they're both sort of street level noir mysteries. And Phil has gone.
Maybe
But
just see if his carrier's under attack.
But they're both real street level, which is what I kind of like the idea of going right to the street. I think the last couple of corporation games that we've played have been so, you know, we've been dealing so over. I kind of like the idea of getting right down and dirty.
Oh, gritty. Okay.
Focus it in on a location. And,
and gritty, and then, I mean, it doesn't mean we can't find humor, because quite frankly, as you said, it's the three of us. We will find humor, even if it's very dark.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you think you've got the best chance of, you know, your ideas coming from, really.
But if you're looking, I mean, the idea of playing sort of street level cops intrigues me. Just dealing with the
when you say cops, are you thinking UIG instead of Western Federation, like playing as government?
I mean, it makes sense because they are the police.
I mean, just on that topic, there is a book coming out soon for specifically that. One of the key differences with UIG is they aren't agents. You aren't upgraded. So I gather the book will be giving us lots of tools to deal with enhanced humans. But of course, the core rules of corporation as is don't really give you those kind of non-agent abilities.
Damn, there's so many splat books.
That's true of all cyberpunk games.
Yes, very true. Okay. So, obviously there's not much then to play with if we do go down the UIG route.
Well, in terms of rules, no, but like maybe the UIG has a division of ex-agents.
Yeah.
We could all be from different corporate backgrounds, and
you're on secondment.
Well, rather than secondment, maybe just saw the benefit
so.
of joining the UIG and using our abilities there. But
Perhaps we are ex-agents and something's gone wrong and they brought us out of retirement and they've got to update our training before we can go on the mission.
yeah,
Or
be
you
all
know,
old people.
we could
Just straight in the back.
Right.
I did play an elderly D&D character, Dragonborn, once. I talked like this.
Right. Just if we're going to be playing old people, does that rather put a kibosh on your idea of playing the younger version of Lil?
Oh dear.
That got poo-pooed. I wasn't allowed.
Although if we're playing older people, you could play the current version of Lil.
True.
Now that she's out of, she could be our police contact. She could be our.
She has contacted most of the police in some fashion.
Oh god. But yeah, actually, I can see that quite nicely because say you were agents and you did quite a big deal, but say confidential mission, and you ballsed up bad. So
Sounds like us.
you've been yeah, I know. Without the kind of meta context though, ballsed up bad. You're no longer allowed to work as agents, but you can still, get jobs in the UIG because they need all the manpower they can get.
Well, would the UIG even want us for special ops if, frankly, we fucked up that bad? That even our corporations don't want us.
Dirty Dozen mentality.
Oh yeah,
Send us on the missions that they don't care about losing a few agents.
I mean, does that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we were, as I say, if we were either retired agents, so maybe we got a few ranks, if not levels, or if we were either if we could be just working for the UIG on a short-term secondment, or maybe, as I say, maybe we're disenfranchised somehow with our corporations, and the UIG scoops those agents up and has formed a special division.
Yeah. Zombie Squad.
So I think all of
To
those
take the name of another RPG setting. Zombie Squad. Essentially, they in Zombie Squad they take people who have been officially executed, but in fact, a bit like Nikita, point of no return. The executions are paper only, and those persons are then inducted and trained to be government assassins on the basis that if they get killed, well, they're dead anyway. They're just dead men walking, hence zombie squads. I like the idea of maybe us being either pulled out of retirement or being sent somewhere because, well, either A, we can't possibly fuck it up any more than we fucked up the last one, or if we do fuck it up, they have absolute plausible deniability because we're not on the books.
Or perhaps there was a mission that we were involved in years before, and they need the specialist knowledge for us to go back in, so they pulled us out of retirement, that sort of thing.
The problem is we as players don't have that, though.
We'd have to think of something.
Oh, we can fake it.
Yeah, they've actually got the wrong people. It wasn't us they wanted. It's 3 other.
Did you want slapstick, babe? Because I think we've got an excellent premise here.
I wasn't going to go for slapstick per se.
We'll save that one for season 2 of my campaign.
We've got, unfortunately for them,
Yeah.
they're not the 3 people the UIG thought they were. And now, if they want to stay alive, not only do they have to complete the mission, but they have to keep convincing the UIG that they are the people the UIG think they are. Talk about comedy errors.
There could be a lot of laughs in that one.
Yeah. Or the other idea I was thinking of was sticking with the you faking your deaths type thing. Perhaps you were originally, I don't know, like more like a resistance group or a group doing illegal activity, but you had to fake your own deaths, and at the moment you're laying low as, say,
Security guards?
UIG security guards.
I'm to be honest, whatever sort of idea you're ready to run with, I will jump on.
Yeah.
I will, as much as we're spitballing ideas, whatever you've got in mind, I'm up for.
Yeah, whatever really you think you can get the most ideas out of, whatever you fancy, really.
I'm quite open to. Because
I like the idea of us being disenfranchised with our own corporations, because then we can be from every corporation.
Yep.
Then we work for the UIG. It gives a premise for it to be a UIG game and have all the agent stuff and to have the medicines up to date and everything else that agents need to take. And it gives us some role playing opportunities that could add to character. Based on the fact that we were in some way angry with our previous corporation. I think that could add a lot if you're looking for a more serious game.
Yeah. Maybe the UIG have set up a new kind of sector.
An ex-agent task
Yeah.
force.
Yeah.
And that gives you your kind of Delta Force type thing.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Yeah, because I'm definitely getting like you work hard, but you also play hard. So there's going to be emphasis on doing quite tricky sort of missions and things like that. But I know you're also letting go at the noodle house, something like that. Okay then. So like an ex-agent task force. Okay. So in that case, then what corporations do you want to be from? Since we're kind of saying you're all ex-agents, there are also the more minor ones.
We could be from any previous corporation. Is the advantage of doing it that way? So I thought I might go for an ex-Western Fed Welt Ball player.
A wet ball player.
Welt Ball.
What?
Welt Ball. Welt Ball. It's the sport in the book.
That I know, that thing I mentioned about 10 minutes ago before we went live.
I thought I'd tie it into your plotline. I thought it might help. Maybe that's getting in the way. I don't know. Tell me if it is.
Oh, no. It's just funny because you're just hearing what I'm saying and then you're...
Yeah, well, that's the point.
Western Feds.
Working out the thing. I don't have to.
Oh, it's all good.
I could play Cigarette Lil.
Please don't. Okay, so we have a Western Fed.
You know, Cigarette Lil will make your game 10 times more interesting, and 100 times more likely to get ourselves banned from YouTube permanently.
Yeah, Welt Ball is a savage yet simple game where a polymorphic steel sphere is used as a ball. Two teams vie for position of the ball in order to score goals against each other. The arenas are diverse and lethal, as are the states which the ball can assume. Bladed, electrified, magnetic, super dense, etc.
It's Speedball from the Amiga, basically.
I was going to say, it sounds like Speedball.
James Norbury had an Amiga. The whole RPG is based on Syndicate.
Oh my god, babe, there's a team called the Cougars.
See, that's where Lil that just suits Lil.
And they are Western Fed as well. It just so happens.
That just suits Lil down to the ground. She's an ex-member of the Cougars, and now a current member of a different kind of Cougar.
I'm just seeing who else is with other teams are Western Fed actually. The Iron Talons, although they're more like an independent team, but they are from South American Free States. The Meat Grinder, if wants to affiliate yourself with Multi Meats.
So it's got to
Murder
be Cougars.
21.
If I'm going to do the Welt Ball thing, it's going to be the Cougars. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but these are all Welt Ball teams.
Mm.
Okay, the Cougars.
This is if right. So is this decided then? Am I an ex-Welt Ball player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? You were modified to near invincibility. Trying to kill your players will seldom work. You're superb as individuals, but lack team coherency. You usually occupy a position in the top half of the league.
Hmm.
Hello, Steve.
Oh, hello.
Is Steve
Cool.
there?
Yes, he is there.
I have to say, I was looking at my subscriptions, and this feed is not up on it.
Oh.
In fact, the only way to find this feed is to go into Pair of Geeks 2.
Maybe try refreshing. Sometimes it takes a while to actually appear in your feed.
Do you have the bell icon clicked?
Yes, click the bell.
I have them on all of them.
Okay.
Because usually it comes up in my subscriptions of, recent events, but this one is not on it.
Okay. Okay, so we have a Western Fed. I've just found the page of all the minor corporations as well. So plenty of choice. Absolutely plenty.
Well, I've decided, I guess.
Indeed.
I have to be a defensively orientated athletic type. Well, obviously close combat then. As a
Sounds
Welt
good.
player. Although I'm kind of tempted to go as a more technical role because I've kind of have done that before.
Yeah, true. Do you two want me to list off the major corporations?
I'm having a read of them now. That's why I'm
Okay.
being a bit
Oh,
quiet.
Okay.
EI seems to be the one that's jumping out at me
Yeah.
so far.
There's also, I mean, I'll read out some of these. For example, if you want something like media giants, there's Bright and Sunny Media Corporation. There's various bounty hunter.
Oh my god, I could be a graphic designer.
You could be actually. You could be a graphic designer. There are plenty of like bounty hunters, off-world hunting corporations.
Professional skill, arts and crafts. See, if you were to put professional skill, arts and crafts right of 8, you get a specialism that is double the skill value. So you could have 16 points in Photoshop. Or actually, no, it's not Photoshop that gets used, is it? Is it Illustrator? I think the one they use.
There's also things to do with SMEEK radio, mapping technology, various sort of specialized weapon corporations, like military cyberware, plasma technology, things like that.
SMEEK radio. Radio station.
Yeah.
Sneakers.
Yeah, but I don't see why they wouldn't
isn't
have a. Yeah, it is, but I don't understand why they wouldn't have a radio station because seriously.
I just like the idea. I just like the idea of playing a character that's constantly talking like Smashy and Nicey.
There's also one that's called the Jikdar Hunting Authority, which is off-world hunting. Specialist
Let's have a fabulous time.
There's a designer accessories corporation called Kapali. Are you all wanting to be like friggin' fashion gurus and radio show talk hosts and things and graphic designers.
I am not going to be a fashion designer because it's just so not in vogue this season. It's just not going to happen this season at all.
Wow. There's also a couple of things like there's medical stuff, so like Two Snakes Medical. There's what's it called? The main meat industry,
Multi-meat.
Multi-meat. There is their competitor, which is called Apocalypse Now, which is a pork-themed food chain, etc. And then obviously you've got the main 5 corporations.
I'm erring towards the retired Welt Ball player.
Okay, retired Welt Ball.
And when I say retired, I mean contract not renewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do the rest of you have with regards to ideas?
There's a part of me that's really the idea of being some embittered former news anchor.
So bright and sunny media.
I'm who got fired and who got canned for daring to actually bring actual news to the station. And it's more than a little embittered.
I'm just thinking of that. God, what's that film where the guy is just this sort of big chauvinistic prick, and they have the big battles and stuff with the other. That's it. I'm seeing Anchorman here.
Fun enough. I default to my favorite show of the '90s, Drop the Dead Donkey, and the character of Henry Davenport.
Mm.
A nuclear explosion has detonated in Belgium, the country formerly located between France and Holland.
Wow. I mean, if you can make it work, because now you're working for the police, then sure.
But it's a challenge. It's a challenge for any newsreader. You furrow the brow, you drop the voice in extra semitone, and you say, "Tonight, the country stands on the brink of war," and you scare the whole country shitless.
War against poor people.
Well, here's the expert at lying and acting then, and or Mectronics. Cameras and stuff.
It's just I'm looking. I mean, I'm near. I'm just looking at UIG. I've missed a corporation.
Well, they're the what you're kind of going to be part of anyway, but they're not a corporation per se. They're the United International Government.
Yeah, I missed Western Federation.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Don't know.
Don't know.
I quite like. Was it Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now. Yep, they are a food. They're a food chain, like restaurants and bars and stuff, but pork themed, obviously.
Yeah.
So since it's pork, probably iGin.
I love the smell of piglet in the morning.
Yeah.
So iGin
sausage products.
iGin specialize in. I mean, I know technically, it's I know these are independent corporations technically, but if you want to be kind of semi-affiliated with things like Western Fed and iGin, I'm fine with that. iGin specialize in kind of mechanics.
They're
big sort of space technology, ground-to-air stuff. They also have lots of syndicates and like circulating their drugs.
Major construction. Stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, heavy industry, heavy construction, mining. Changeable ID chip. Excellent.
Yeah, even if you pick a minor corporation, just also pick a major corporation and just consider it like parent company in order to get the stuff
Yeah,
in the book.
That's why I was suggesting it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, it kind of fits in with your role playing, and you know things like, okay, I know what languages I speak, I know what kind of how I'm going to behave, who I know, things like that. So
I'm intrigued. Fun enough, I'm also the media thing is grabbing me. Also, the Western Federation, the celebrity agent, constantly walking around with an earpiece, you know, with a noticeable earpiece in his ear.
well,
Well,
you could all
even
be
though he doesn't need one, he's got one in his ear because, you know, he's an agent and he's constantly on the fucking phone to somebody.
true. You could all be Western Fed. I mean, pork doesn't have to be affiliated with the IGN. There could be, you know, plenty of those types of places in Chinatown and stuff like that if you want to be Western Fed. Or we can have 2 Western Feds and 1 IGN.
I think with the principle of this UIG special ops thing, it kind of doesn't matter what corporation you're from, just pick what you fancy.
So, Ronnie, you want to be...
I like the celebrity agent because it says you've not only got to be an agent, you know, as in a trained agent for Western Fed. So you actually have to have the skills, but also the fact that you have to be fabulous at your job, which is just promoting, just until I was fired.
Right, I see. Until you were fired.
You know, that's why I'm no longer. That's how UIG managed to, you know, just the wrong celeb did the wrong thing, and
okay.
If only I hadn't been bigging him up on a radio show just before he went in and shot those people. I didn't know what he was doing.
So Phil, you want to be IGN?
Yeah.
Have you got an idea of what you would have done with Apocalypse Now? Were you just kind of like a burger flipper, or were you more of like an area manager?
Well, seeing IGN is into heavy industry, I was thinking about some way of maybe rendering thousands, if not tens of thousands of pigs at the same time in this huge machine with rotating blades and
so
mass production pork products.
Right, so you're making all the meat processing tools and things like that. Okay, so you're definitely in the more industrial part of the business.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say you're going to be actually designing it, or were you more kind of as in hands-on, like actually making it?
I don't know. So we've got. What do we need in the team then?
We've got a retired Welt ball player, so quite physical.
Physical.
Yeah, I'll be close combat.
Close combat.
Okay,
We've got a news anchor, so good at talking.
Web agent.
So I'm
going to be the.
I'll go more technical.
I'm going to be the
designer.
Tech and ranged weapons. Like, let's not have only one person who can fight in the team.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Tech fast.
I could possibly be the guy with some decent fast talking as well.
Oh, absolutely. You're a news anchor.
Celebrity agent. I'm the man who represent the news anchors, or I did.
Right.
Until someone did a network on me.
My second best skill is looking good, so we're clear.
Right. So what's right?
Role.
Yeah. Well, I'll go through it as well. For those who need it.
Right. So what's the sitch with the attributes? How do we split those?
I basically put 7 in all of them, and then for each one you adjust up, you have to take another one down, max 10.
Okay.
I'm going to go for an eye injury causing me to retire, and I've given myself a perception of 2.
Fantastic.
7 in each one. No more than 10. Okay.
And I won't take the observation skill, just to really ram that home.
Yeah, with attributes, normal human average is 5 to 6. Obviously, you're above average. Can't go below 5 or above 10. Apart from your eye thing. I'm happy with that.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Take the minimum.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's about right. No, I can live with that.
Just to remind you, difference between agility and reflexes. Reflexes is literally down to how quickly you react,
Yeah.
or how quick you are in general. Agility is the one that's used for close combat, which is how dexterous you are.
Okay.
Perception's used for most of your shooty guns, etc.
Okay, so I've got my stats.
Okay. Lovely. Okay, extra features. So, your hit points are equal to strength plus endurance plus 20.
Okay, that's nice and simple.
Now, rank and level.
Does the sheet work that out?
No,
I think,
I don't
Mine
think it
does.
yeah, I think it does.
Maybe, okay. Any rank and level. I've never done one where you
Well-
level up before.
Yeah, you usually start at rank 1, level 1.
Yeah.
Now, rank isn't a mechanical thing. It has a big impact on the role playing, and it's your rank as a citizen from the UIG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and levels the kind of your XP thing. Anyone wanting telepathic energy?
No.
Yep.
Don't think so.
Okay. Internal AI starts at 1. Armor value, obviously, you get your free flak jacket, which if 1 gives you a +1 armor value. Apart from that, starts at 0.
Right. Way ahead at skills.
Okay, so right at the bottom of the first page of the sheet, it will say skills 1 at 8, 1 at 7, 1 at 6, 3 at 5. So you've got a summary of how many
Yeah.
and at what level at the bottom.
Okay.
One of them is your professional skill. So you put an asterisk in that. You cannot critical fail it.
Correct.
And it has to be one that you've got 7 or more in. So it's one of your 2 best skills.
6. 8, 7, 6, 5, 5, 5.
Okay, and just so that we are all clear on this, is more than one of us taking drive this time?
I have a drive of 2, but I do have excellent physical characteristics, and I mean excellent. I can't see the road.
The thing. You can't see the road, but you
I'm not blind.
can
I just
feel
you
the
know,
road.
It's just light tends to cause these glows.
Okay.
Right.
So, yeah. 6.
Languages.
Hold on. I haven't even gone near. I'm still dealing with skills.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we better put some in electronics. That's another.
Well, you'd think, considering you work in meat processing, you should have Mectronics, seriously.
Better put some in medicine because you won't believe how many people lose arms in this trade.
So you're like a foreman, you go around and scoop up the bits.
arts and culture. What sort of thing do we use that for?
Right. So
Arts and culture.
it's used for quite a lot, but when you take it, you can also choose a specialism, which you have double the skill in.
Religion is included as one of these special things.
Right.
So you essentially gain +4 to rolls in your specialist subject. It also it can make things look better. Like if you want to make a weapon look really nice, for
Yeah,
example.
arts and crafts are covered by arts and culture,
Yeah.
as is opera.
Academic subjects as well as opera. Any other skills you're not sure of?
I'm looking through them as I.
Better drive, I suppose.
Right. Western Fed languages.
Yeah,
Bloody hell,
languages. For Western Fed, your main language is naturally American.
No,
Or
no,
English.
it's English, Spanish, military sign +1 of that.
I was taking the MIG because obviously it's English, but yeah, Spanish and military sign you also get. For Aijin, your main is Mandarin. You also know Cantonese and Thai.
You also get a choice of one other language, by the way.
Not bad.
So 4 going, 2 more 5s. Oh, close combat. One more to choose.
I mean, English would be quite useful.
Shit, didn't pick anything for that. Okay.
2 trainings, 8 licenses.
Right, everybody done their skills and their languages.
Not skills.
Done skills.
Okay.
Languages then. So English. So how many did you say we had?
You have Mandarin, Cantonese, and Thai, and you can choose one more. I was kind of half joking with the English thing.
Well, we need to choose one language that we all speak.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't have to be English.
What languages have you? Well, I've got Mandarin.
I got Mandarin. I will go English as well.
Okay, then we've got 2 language overlap.
I got
Ronnie,
English, Mandarin, Cantonese, and Thai.
Okay, so I've got English and Mandarin. So Ronnie, if you could make sure you get one of those 2 languages.
Oh, it'll be English.
Okay.
It not out of anything other than with this character, it would be English.
You speak American.
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 Don't speak English. I speak American.
Oh yeah, I forgot about sympathetic skills as a nice little skills mechanic. So if you have 2 skills that could technically work with each other, one can back up the other one. So you could have, say, an intelligence roll plus medicine, but then if you think that another skill works like science with it, you can add half of your second skill as a total. Which is quite
So how many languages did you say?
You have English, Spanish, and military sign.
Plus
And you
one
can
of your
take-
choice.
Yeah, you can take one more.
Military.
Military sign, yes.
And one more. I am going to take Mandarin for no other reason than That's just a huge audience, man, and you just got to deal with the guys over there.
Or it could be like Firefly, where you sort of spontaneously go into a little Mandarin phrase.
Yeah, just to swear.
Yeah.
Although it's interesting because I found this Tumblr page of somebody actually going through every single line of Mandarin that all the characters say, and talk about how well they actually pronounce it and whether it works as a sentence and stuff. There's a lot of variation, let's say that.
Yeah.
Some are really good, others are apparently terrible. Okay, trainings then.
I've chosen defensive fighting, and I'm thinking of going unarmed combat specialist and then getting cybernetic arm.
Oh, we've got to pick a.
You've got to pick 2 trainings. There's non-combat and combat trainings, and you can get
There's
more
my master index.
as you level up. Does anybody need me to read out the list?
List is page 22 on the PDF I've got.
22.
I've got a more comprehensive list actually that I've just got to find. So give me a moment.
Oh, you're looking at the thingy index.
Well, I can't even find it, but in theory.
Combat trainings. I might go for jury rigging.
Okay. I think Stone Cold would suit you, Phil. As in, you're not susceptible to trauma as much as other people
Yeah.
because you've seen loads of people get chopped up by accident or lose a limb or something.
Can't stop the production. I've got to keep going.
No, true. Oh, bear in mind that some trainings have to have a prerequisite,
Okay.
or they have a prerequisite, or sometimes 2.
I'll have a look at that.
So, for example, in order to get meditation, you also need the telepath training. I love how a training is surgeon. Just like, you do need decent medicine, but even so, it's like, yeah, surgeon, just why not?
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't expect someone to be a surgeon without training.
No, but as in the fact that it is a training to begin with.
neither of those has any prerequisites.
Which ones are you going for then?
Uh,
Jury.
jury rigging and Stone Cold, like you say, sounds quite good. Might go for those 2. Maybe I'll get some trauma points back if it goes wrong. Sounds good. I'm wondering if I should.
Apparently, it gets your conviction points back faster.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Put 2 in there. Okay.
What's your seed taking, babe?
Well, I've taken, what was it again? Defensive fighting, and I've just loaded up the master index because I'm going to look at the other trainings and pick a second one.
Cool. Any ideas, Roy?
Yeah, I've taken command.
Yeah, I thought so.
It just seemed obvious for the character.
You will respect my authority.
And I'm going to take a bit of a gamble. I'm going to take telepath.
Oh. Well, if you're doing that, then you'll need to have some of your skills as telepathic skills as well.
Which ones?
Well, it depends. basically any kind of telepathic skill you take, that replaces any skill that you've already got.
Essentially, the points you spent on skills, you will need to spend some on the telepathic skills.
Oh, sod that then. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've already spent my.
Yeah, the thing about being a telepath is expensive at character gen because you have to have a telepath training and you have to give it some of your skills. And...
I'll be right back. I need to get a splat book.
Okay.
So, do we start with 3 conviction?
Yes, because I am nice. So
I think interrogation is the other one that would fit
I-
my character.
I did spot that. Yes.
Oh yeah, because if you were interviewing people, you'd be sort of interrogating them, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite open.
yeah.
It's not just
It's a
torturing
broad.
people,
It's a
like,
broad church.
Yeah. Things like bribery go in there and stuff like that. So.
Well, anything technical, I'm your guy at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that isn't remotely technical or combat orientated, I'm your guy.
I can shoot. I have some
That's
melee.
helpful since Becky is close combat.
What was it again?
Okay.
I'm not going to do that, am I?
Reflex is 11. I don't have that.
Jesus, woman, what were you planning to do?
There's a skill called faster than the hand. The description.
Well, that's why you need stupidly fast reflexes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a first level skill.
And nah.
I'm doing licenses,
Yes.
so you've got 8 points worth of it.
Yes.
Yes.
There are some you get anyway.
True. Yes. To start with, you get the law enforcement license,
Hold on,
light firearms.
Hold on. Light firearms.
Law enforcement, light firearms. License to use non-powered melee weapons. So you can't have any iron swords or anything like that, but you can have a baseball bat.
What if I
There's
just
spikes on it.
it?
It's like the police.
Okay. And after that, I've got 8 points to spend.
Yes. Licenses cost 1 point per level of the license.
Okay.
The level is written after the license name in brackets.
Cybernetics.
Again, anything you're not sure of, just ask.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of being basically very obscene with sword damage here. I'm just trying to look up cybernetic arms to see if what I can find. Because I've already got obscene strength, so I think I can do a two-handed sword in each hand. And if I was to take mastered weapon, I should be doing exceedingly massive amounts of damage.
Your defense would not be very good, though.
But it is.
Oh well, not in terms of against ranged weapons. But, yeah.
Well, there are trainings for that.
There are.
So I've got defensive fighting. Which helps, but that's a close combat one.
Mm.
Cybernetic arm. Core rules, page 69. I have to say the master index is really useful for this.
Mhm. If you're doing dual weapon fighting, you know you get a -4 penalty in each hand.
There is a training to counter that, isn't there? I don't think I can have enough trainings at level 1 to get where I want to go, but we'll see.
Gun melee is the training where you kind of treat range weapons as close combat.
What is the unarmed strike damage? If you've not got a weapon. Oh, mind you, I can't afford the cybernetic arm.
Oh, is it expensive? Is it?
It's 10,000. You start with 8,000 as Western Fed.
Okay, I've got my licenses.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, better stop doing what I'm doing. Look at that.
I have taken some interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
The licenses that I have are that I've taken on top of the 3 that I was given are the Preacher's license, Domestic Vehicles license,
Mm-hmm.
Bounty Hunter license,
Mm-hmm.
Domestic Search license,
Mm.
and the World Database license.
Okay.
Right, what page is the licenses on?
26-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's right after the skills.
Okay, licenses, you're right. Purchasing additionals.
I actually don't know what unarmed damage is. I can't find it.
So, would you say we need combat drug license?
Depends if you want to use combat drugs or not. I mean, you could still use them anyway, but you'd be breaking the law.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when we get going, that breaking the law doesn't really mean anything, does it?
Well, you probably get a fine on your chip.
Okay, where's the sword?
Things like that.
So we need light firearms, don't we? Anyway.
Yes. So with Moners, the normal sort of starting money you get, Western Federation's 8,000, IGN is 7,000 credits.
Okay.
So it's 3 conviction, you said.
3 conviction points.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the what's the professional license?
Okay, I think I'm just going to have a 2-handed sword, and I'm going to take the master's weapon.
Okay.
We get any weapons and
Yeah, you can buy weapons. That's all good. Absolutely. I'd be a bit worried if you don't take any weapons.
So,
Oh, okay. That looks like a 3. I've got more than that, I believe. Yes, I do.
right, so just to put that in context, although I'm only rate 1, my damage is d12 plus 20 plus the excess on my attack.
Jesus Christ. And
my
you're
attack,
not even using a chainsaw.
my attack is 18.
Wow. I'm going to have to throw a lot of modifiers at you.
Ah, but I think, does the Western Federation bonus count with hand weapons? I don't know if it does.
No. No, I
I'm
don't
gonna
believe
check
it does.
though,
Attainment.
because it's sector armaments and defence. So where's the bit that talks about that?
Probably go with that.
Western Fed. Western Fed. Where does it talk about that?
What did you say? 8,000.
Yes. 8,000 for Western Fed, yes. When you get your equipment, please write in your attack rating. So it's easier to work out when you roll.
2, 3.
But yes, there's plenty to choose from. Oh, here we go. On strikes. What am I talking about? Depends what kind of strikes you want to do, babe. There's rapid strike, standard strike, power strike, and knockout strike.
What's a normal attack?
A standard strike is half your strength damage. Also, if you're fighting unarmed against an opponent wielding a close combat weapon, you lose your defense unless you have the unarmed combat specialist training.
No, I don't. I got rid of it. I'm not going for unarmed in the end.
Okay. You also got your support weapons if you've got training in that, and ammunition to go with it.
Don't forget, you might get special trainings and stuff and licenses depending on your corporation, which I completely forgot about.
Oh, okay.
Is it agility or reflexes plus light firearms for
Agility.
agility?
Oh wait, no, beg your pardon. Sorry, it's perception for guns.
Oh, perception.
Agility is close combat.
Right.
Light, tactical, and heavy firearms get the bonus.
Where's the corporation bonuses then?
They're in the corporation section, so
Okay.
it begins around page 100-ish.
Yeah.
Well, Comoros is before then, but yeah.
EI.
114 for Western Fed,
Shit.
and each one has a unique abilities and equipment section.
Sweet. Alright, well.
Oh, I
let's
pay
have-
10% less for all weapons.
Oh, yes, of course, that rings a bell.
That's handy, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, so you get some weapon licenses for free. So if you've got any of these already, and want to rethink, then go ahead. If you're Western Fed, you get heavy, light, and tactical firearms licenses, and you get offensive equipment license 1.
Hold on, heavy.
Heavy, light, and tactical firearms. So basically all types of firearms. And offensive equipment license 1.
Are we buying our Black Cougar or do we get given one?
You get given one.
Yeah, it's general starting equipment. And as Becky said, if you're Western Fed, you indeed pay 10% less for all weapons bought from the Federation. So yeah, starting equipment.
Yeah, and
Or its subsidiaries.
if they're light, tactical, or heavy firearms, they do actually do special crit rules, which we'll deal with in a bit. So
Oh, is it
might
because
just be
they're,
up-
they're master built? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an extra 1 condition level or if it's anything up to 4/4. I
I've
need
got
to
it
check.
here. Yeah, they're automatically scaled up to deal more damage. In addition to this, they are made to high Western Fed specification and critically pass on a 1/1 to a 4/4.
Okay, and do they? When you say more damage, is that an extra damage dice?
I'm just looking. I think so. Yes, that's right. So, say if you normally deal a D8 damage, it goes up 1 to a D10.
Okay, so one larger dice size.
If you're going up to say if you start at a D12, the new dice is 2D8. If it's D20 damage, it's 2D10.
Need to go to page 44.
I do unfortunately don't have any of this, but you do
Sorry,
have
it's remind me. Is shooting perception or reflexes?
perception.
Perception.
There's no combat thing that's reflexes.
Okay, my shooting is diabolical then.
Ah, shooting, yes. Shooting was what? It was perception.
Perception, yes, plus the type of firearm. Yeah.
Then should I really bother having those skills? Yeah, fuck it.
So it's
Doesn't matter
10.
if I hit or not. If I get something with a big area effect.
So it's 10% off.
10% off all
Weapons.
your weapons, yeah, to start
Right.
with.
Range, rate. Is there a rate?
It is
one?
just 10% off, not just to start with.
No, it's well, Western Fed weapons, so
Yeah. If purchased from a Western Federation
Yeah,
or one
yeah.
of their subsidiaries.
32.
Right, something with a high rate of fire.
okay.
Well, I need it. I've got terrible to hit rolls,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think faster rate is better for me.
With the IGN, Phil, there's a couple of subsects. If you want to follow one of those,
Okay.
I don't know though how applicable they are to your character, but for example, there's a subsect which basically links to the Yakuza called the Kabuki Mono, which are the crazy ones. No, in English. The Hatamoto Yako, servants of the master. Although actually no, that's more like rank 5 or higher at least. And then Machi Yako, which are servants of the town, which are more to do with gambling, the underworld, and stuff like that. Well, that's something that you might want to work towards. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know if that fits at the moment.
No, I agree. But yes, you get a changeable ID chip, as you
Yes.
mentioned. Illegal modifications made to the ID chip mean a simple command word will load a single false but elaborate identity into it, which allows you to conduct whatever you want in secret. Few know about this, and the IGN can turn it on and off at will. It is thought the source that gave you the far drive, which is like, I don't know, hyperdrive or whatever in Star Wars, also gave you this technology, which is virtually undetectable by the UIG.
Ooh.
IGN characters should decide the false identity at character creation. It can be changed, but takes 1 week of downtime.
Okay, I'll have a think about that one.
So choose your secret identity.
And close combat is agility.
Agility plus
Plus
close
close
combat.
combat.
Yeah. Correct. Is that it for IGN? Apparently so. There's lots of lore, but not much in terms of mechanics. But
So tell me how this ceases to function. So
and you despise the Shiyu Kiddo, but
yeah,
again. If you want to purchase things like drugs as well, I'm fine with that. You all start off with an intravenous med pack anyway. You get your flak jacket. You get your black cougar, which I'm happy for it to be normal as opposed to not so normal like when Becky did it. Normally, it critically passes on a 1-1 and a 2-2. Obviously, for Western Fed, it's going to be up to a 4-4, which is crazy. You have
4%.
Yeah, but even so, you have your ID chip scanner. You've got your external communications device as well as your sneaker.
Yeah, you might have to write all these down for me, Jason, because I'm way behind everyone else.
Sure, they're all.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
all in the
nowhere
book
near
anyway.
the standard
Okay.
gear at the minute either.
Okay. 12. D10. So is that damage? I take it. Yeah. I think it is.
And of course, your trusty handcuffs.
Okay, so yeah. External communications device, handcuffs, ID chip scanner, identification badge, that sort of thing as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm 1k down on that now. I think I'm going to buy a field shield as well.
Oh, okay.
At 10% off, does that apply to ammunition as well?
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to get any extra armor as well, by all means. Do you think, since you're a task force, there would be a uniform, or would you have your own sort of personalized clothing, do you think?
I think it would depend on whether or not we're going in as a covert op. If we're covert, then I don't think we'd have a uniform.
Oh, I've just found the details for Far Drive. If you want to go from Earth to Saturn, it takes 14 days. Is anybody purchasing any cybernetics?
I
No.
wanted to, but I couldn't afford them.
They are pricey.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have, however, been a bit of a git.
Okay.
So I've bought a couple of things from Machines of War.
Okay. That's fine. I did read that book once. You'll be
Well, I've got
surprised
an OC knife, which basically it's either impossible or almost impossible to scan in a weapon scanner.
Okay.
And I've got my two-handed sword, because I'm Western fed. It can have an ID chip scan, right? Now, normally on a melee weapon like a sword, it's still going to function. However, I have added a weapon electrifier, so if anyone tries to use my sword, they get electrocuted whilst they're holding it.
Nice.
So I've gone blade on that.
So which was that? That is nothing.
Right.
5,170. Where is the field shields? Ammunition. Armor.
Right. Standard gear then. Where is that? Oh, and I've got to pick licenses. Licenses.
Plus armor.
We're still rank 1, yeah?
Yes.
Heavy too. Okay.
Sorry, what are the normal licenses as well? Yeah. Get. Law enforcement, light firearm, non-powered melee. Right, and 8 points.
20. So that is 4. Okay.
There's even a section in character advancement about black ops and covert rewards.
What else is there? Toxins and drugs.
So, it's almost impossible to get any license at level 1, isn't it?
Any license level 1? What do you mean?
Well, like public appropriation, search license,
Yeah.
commercial, domestic. Although you can get them, you can't actually use them.
No, not really.
Hmm.
But, you know, there's lots of opportunities to possibly gain rank points.
Well, if there is, I might actually take some of those so that they become relevant later. So, detainment.
See, got 2 of those.
Yeah, because you've got rank points, which then go into,
Yeah.
rank.
2.
Well, so for example, you could get to rank 2 by getting 25 rank points.
I thought you only needed 20. I thought it was divided by 10.
Maybe it is. I'm just looking at corporate ranks and perks.
Shots per. How many bullets does a Black Cougar hold?
It's 1 smart clip.
Okay, so that's 30 then. Okay.
30. 30 for a clip for a light weapon.
Thank you. Okay.
Right, and standard equipment. Where was that? Okay. Wonder if we should just have a load of spare intravenous med packs actually.
I've bought 10.
Because you can.
Intravenous med pack. What page is that on, Ronnie?
After all the guns and everything, there's just standard equipment.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there, I'm there.
Right. General equipment.
Yeah, all I can find is 10, 25, 45, 70 for the amount of rank points in each rank.
I honestly thought it was rank points divided by 10 is your rank.
I can't see that anyway. Yeah, we'll worry about it when we get to it.
Alco Shave, alcohol and aftershave in one.
Oh, that's a bit like caffeine shampoo, isn't it?
What do I take? Can I do that in computers?
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
What, alcoholic aftershave?
No, I just realised I've taken like a computer and I've taken a toolkit, and I really don't have a particularly good computers and AI skill. So it's going to be interesting if I try and repair my computer.
The big E won't load.
Finding a splat book.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Start to die. Okay. Officers ranks 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's different types of officers. No.
I am not going to buy an exceptional amount simply because I want some walking around money.
Okay.
Oh, that's 10,000. That's true. That's
Oh, there it is.
So if you want to be in one of these, you can. If not, that's also fine, but just in case you want some ideas. So these are the sort of officer type jobs. There is field officers, the most common type. You've got one that's completely relevant because it's telepathic. Incident control officers, so like rapid response type units. Malenbrach, criminal investigation officers, CIOs. Integrity analysis, which essentially makes sure that there are no traitors in the organization.
Oh, that's what, yeah.
Assignment officers, common residential officers or CROWs, citizen community patrol CCP. There's also some special equipment for UIG people. But Ronnie seemed to like the IA department.
I mean, the notion of either criminal investigation officer or rooting out traitors, the literal thought police. We don't trust you.
where's see. Okay.
CCP sounds quite funny as well. They basically,
Yeah.
it's like a community patrol system, which really pisses off agents a lot of the time because they like spot something on the camera, like a remote camera, of somebody's breaking the law. Oh, let's go and sort it out, and then it's an agent or something like that. But there's also marshals, which there's specific sort of missions with specific goals.
Okay, so I'm going to buy a toolkit, but
Okay.
what do you think? What guys do you think is going to be most useful? Computers and AI, cybernetics, mechatronics,
All
or
of the above.
all of them? Right, that poses a problem in carrying it.
I have the computer and AI toolkit one.
Okay. Because you've got a what's the skill? that's matched together. Oh, why is that slow? You've got cybernetics and robotics, haven't you, as a skill, but they're different toolkits.
Yeah, the cybernetics and robotics one would be with that skill. I've got the one for computers and AI.
Okay, it's not bad, I suppose. I'm supposed to swap it around. Have you got pretty high computers and AI? Have you, Ronnie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've got pretty good intelligence though, so I've got a I've got a fairly even chance.
Thinking is for idiots.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. The common residential officers, the crows, they are kind of either where you get demoted to if you're UIG, or like if you're just graduated, and basically you just patrol civilized areas and spires and stuff like that.
Okay.
Apparently, to be demoted back to a crow is the ultimate humiliation. Mallenbracker never demoted to crows as they could not contain the rage inside the monster.
Well, I've got the name for my character.
Ooh. Is
I
it
am Maxwell Foxworth.
Maxwell Foxworth.
Yes, or as my old entertainment guys used to call me, Max Fox.
Good. So what do we think about those different sectors, or would you rather just keep it to your unique one? Like X-Agent task force thing?
Well, there's a certain thing that we could be shoved in any of those. It's we're a sort of wherever UIG or whatever decides we're going to get shoved into. So we could go into any of those. They could decide this week we're doing this, and next week we're doing that, and next week we're opening a tea shop in Boston.
Maybe not that, but so considering you're starting at rank 1, you might start in, say, somewhere like being a crow, and then you could easily branch off into, IA, or if you want to be a CIO.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might give you a special equipment or 2 for UIG.
I believe I've generated a character. I just need a name.
Woo.
I'm just looking at the name now. I think I'm pretty much done with the rest of it.
I think because you're not being allowed to play Cigarette Lil, I think you should have a character called Nicotine Nell.
Not Cigarette Lol.
Lulling you into a false sense of security.
Oh, it's.
Okay, so I'll say that each of you also has an ID bioscanner.
What's an ID bioscanner?
This is UIG equipment.
Okay, what is it?
I'm about to tell you. So when the UIG needs to track a particular quarry, they use these handheld devices. They can also be plugged into a neural jack if one is present. The device links back to a satellite feed and can track a particular set of ID chips programmed into it. There's no range limit.
Because satellite. There's a planetary range limit.
Well, it just says there's no range limit. The officer with the ID bioscanner can tell where the target is relative to their position, including altitude. It also gives the officer a breakdown of the target's health, cybernetic profile, and current equipment arsenal. The only way to avoid being tracked is to be surrounded by gamma radiation or to physically destroy the targeted ID chip.
So what you're saying is the Hulk would survive.
Yeah.
I've just read Stephen's comment there. Stevie, bang on.
Right.
What's that?
You also all have a chip override. But because this one is mainly for commanders and squad commanders and stuff, yours is a very minor chip override. So it basically allows you, say, if there's sort of quite expensive domestic, security, you can sometimes override that if you need to get in.
Sorry, what was this on? This wasn't the bioscanner. This was.
No, this is a chip override, but it's a very sort of low rank chip override. So you can sometimes override like some like security doors and things like that. That's domestic.
Lower rank than ourselves, I take it.
No, as in the chip override is normally for squad commanders, so it's quite powerful. And you're obviously not commanders at this point.
So for ID locked chip, for ID locked doors like car doors and
Yeah,
things.
like
And-
yeah,
and
exactly.
weapons that are chipped.
Yeah.
I've got to come up with a different identity for my other chip as well.
Yes, you need to do that.
Okay, I've decided that my character's name is Right Tackle because she renamed herself to her position because she was all about that position when she played. But now that she's not playing, she's still legally called Right Tackle.
Wow.
And does she have the right tackle?
Fuck you, I'm gonna go Left Tackle.
That was such an obvious gag.
Okay, no, I'm going for Offensive Back.
Too many gags. Becky plays the kind of character that puts the offensive back.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, Right Tackle was just dying for that line.
I should have stopped to think about it, but you know what? I'm not thinking properly because I haven't had a fag in ages.
Oh.
Okay.
God damn. Should have seen it coming.
Well, if you'd had the right tackle, you would have. No, I'm not even going there. Yeah, I'm pretty much finished. Character done.
So, I don't know about my name.
It's Phil. It's always been
Yeah.
Phil.
As much as I've called myself Maxwell Foxworth, the fact that Stevens just put up with, my name is Maximus Foxius, I'm almost tempted to have that. Which I just think is a good. It's great. I can actually shoot. I actually have a decent chance of shooting people
There'll be no shooting in this game.
with my
There'll be no
gun.
shooting in this game. No, that's it. You're all administrators.
Hey,
Here's some paperwork to fill out.
yeah, I will fire someone. No, sorry,
jeez.
fire at someone.
I got 2 stats to 10. Do not trust me with a firearm. I can't see shit.
I can't do heavy firearms or anything worth a damn, but light firearms I'm okay with. Black Cougar I can just about manage.
There's a reason that I've kept with the Black Cougar. It has a rate of 3.
Yes. I took the hand cannon as well.
I didn't. I've got an EMP pistol as well.
Because you've given us a Black Cougar, haven't you? So I've got 2.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've got 2 Black Cougars just in case I want to get my John Woo on. And I've got a hand cannon. The M55 hand cannon.
Bear in mind, if you do want to get your John Woo on without a training, it will be quite heavy penalties of using both of them.
I can live with that.
Okay.
Just make sure you be
Mostly, I
high.
can live with that mostly because I won't be pointing the guns at me. Other people, innocent bystanders, might not be able to live with my penalties. I will live with them fine. You know, you thought that coffee shop fucking person got it bad. I'm still needing therapy for that.
Wow.
That just that mole guard, yeah. Just seeing his cut in half body flying around the fucking mall, that's just too much.
Well,
Okay.
what can I say? You've seen the what am I thinking of? There's a robot which is like the top half of a person and has jets underneath to keep it airborne. I know, that's kind of what I imagine when I think of that security guard incident outside the library.
I
He's
just
using
have
the
this.
guns to move around.
I just think of this huge kind of meat balloon slowly deflating as it flies around the place.
Woohoo! Take another planet.
But yeah, that was funny. So yes, my character is done.
Yeah, I think
I've kept a bit of money because I want to actually to be able to actually buy stuff on the fly.
I don't know if I should keep the name or not.
What have you went for?
Shinzan Juro, which is ginger pork.
I like it.
Shizan Juro. Wow. Right, so
He's
we've
actually
got
going to be ginger haired. As a bit of an oddity.
Maxwell
Foxworth.
left tackle.
No, offensive back.
Offensive back.
Offensive back.
Are you going to be offensive then?
Straight back at you.
It was going to be right tackle until I pointed out the very, very easy,
Which
very
if
easy gag.
If it had been deliberate, then would have been fine.
This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be fun.
And so I think in close combat I can essentially. There's a lot of agents I'd kill first hit. Most will take me two.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Well, we've got a division of labour then. I'll shoot them from far away, and if they get too close, we'll sick offensive back on them.
I can shoot.
I don't really have
so
much
pleased to hear
in the
it.
way of assisting skills though, because let's face it, my intelligence isn't great.
Okay, I got that covered.
But I do look good.
Yes, you do.
Excellent.
I'm not too. I mean, my strength, endurance, agility, reflexes are all just above average. 6s and 7s. Perception, intelligence, and presence, on the other hand, are all at 8. So
I have an eye injury. Not only that, I tend not to pay attention to things. I'm far too busy looking good in the arena than to play the game.
this is going to be interesting. You've got hacked off journalist, former. No, not hacked off journalist. Hacked off. Celebrity agent. Hey, maybe you will want. Maybe you will one of my clients.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
I can't, but aren't you a journalist?
No, I'm
Wait.
doing the celebrity agent thing.
Right. What? Why was I a client?
Because I do celebrities. Maybe
What
you
do
were
you do
big
to
in the
them?
game.
What do you do to them?
Show them that they don't have a right tackle.
Are you being offensive back at me?
I am. Oh God. No, I could be. You could have been a former client. Maybe I screwed you
Well-
over for money.
For what purpose, though? That's what I'm not getting.
No, I'm a celebrity agent. I manage. I manage
wait.
people's.
Wait. I thought the whole time, like, agent as in proper noun. You are an agent, a corporation agent.
Which
So
I
thought
am
you were
as well,
saying
but
a celebrity agent. I
Yeah.
didn't realise you meant an agent for celebrities.
yeah.
Huh. Well, I didn't take the celebrity training thing.
Maybe I just couldn't get you get you far up the ladder.
I was far too busy trying to get the crowd to celebrate me and not paying attention to the game that I got fired. I got dropped from the team.
You can see it. You can see it now. Are you not entertained?
Meanwhile, the other team was scoring a goal behind me. In fact, my most famous viral clip is when I'm literally doing this to the crowd and saying, "Come on, cheer us on," while the other team's scoring a triple point bonanza during a multi-ball.
You're forgetting your team were pretty good.
Yeah. That's because they got rid of me.
Gosh, wow.
No, I was a good player when I saw what was going on and adapted accordingly. The problem was I'd often not be paying attention.
This is gonna be fun.
So speaking of fun, it's 10 o'clock, so I don't know if it's a bit too late for a small encounter.
Yeah, it's been a long day for me. I had my therapy session this morning, and I'm a bit wiped.
Okay.
Denied.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry,
Fine.
it was
No, it's all good. I literally came up with something in like 5 minutes, so.
Got it for next week now.
Yes.
yeah.
But now
I
it's
think
like, how do I put it into a 2-hour session when it's a small encounter, like a one-off? But no, it's fine.
I think I might take the point of having a small nap next Monday afternoon, just so I've, up and ready.
Okay. Then next week it is.
Yes.
Provided your carrier's not being attacked in SpaceForceCommander.com.
It's not being attacked currently. I'm just about to go off and take another planet to recover my dropships.
You've only got 4 there, Phil. That's send them to different planets at once and do multiple in the same trip.
Yeah, I've just been taking these 4 in a bit of a row, really, but I didn't get to it during the day because it's a bit tricky at work.
Get them on it.
I'm testing the speed of the internet.
So for anyone watching, if you're out there, Steve, and you fancy commanding spaceships in space, we're playing SpaceForceCommander.com in the background. Honestly, we're playing Corporation. That's what we're really doing.
Yes, Phil.
Beware, eat your life.
Okay then. So unless there's anything else we need to do, I suppose I should end the broadcast.
Okay.
See, Phil's already gone. He's already engrossed.
No, I'm here. Back in the room.
Okay, thank you, Steve, very much for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll
See you,
see
Steve.
next week for session 1 of Can You Hear Me Breathing?
Bye, Steve.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.